I don't know why it took me so long, but I've started a running list of movies I want to talk about, and I have put in the trivia.
That's a good idea.
So I can just pull that up instead of losing my spot. Because that's always my issue. I always lose the spot of the trivia.
Yeah.
Taylor and Alan talking about movies. They may be best friends, but they always disagree. Taylor and Alan, I seen that.
All right, well, you ready?
I am ready.
All right. So this movie that I've picked, I'm not sure if you've seen it.
Okay.
Let's see. Steve
The Black Dahlia.
No.
The Big Green.
No.
Okay.
The Big Green.
Go
What
on.
is the Big Green?
Well, this does not bode well for the next podcast. Because I was not sure if you had seen that one.
I have not
But
seen
it also,
that
Steve Gutenberg,
one. Steve Gutenberg was offered
3 Men and a Baby.
the lead role of Finn Shepard, but turned it down. When the film became a cult hit, Gutenberg regretted it to the point where he accepted a terrible role in sci-fi's Lavalantula.
What?
I added terrible, just so you know. Because I wasn't sure if I was going to say sci-fi's Lavalantula, and then I decided to. But I felt like I needed, if I didn't say Lavalantula, I needed to let you know that it was a terrible choice. But no idea?
It almost seems like it's going to be like Sharknado.
It is Sharknado.
I have not seen it, but I've heard lots about it.
You don't really need to see it. Is kind of
I
the
don't
key.
want to. I've seen like clips,
Yeah.
and it's really, really something.
Well, what do you think it's about?
From what I understand, it's basically big hurricane tornadoes that are full of sharks, and they fly all over the place and eat people.
Yeah, pretty much. There's in the beginning of the first one, there's this weird scene where people are trying to make shark fin soup. And me and my wife, my wife and I watched it, and we could not tell if that had anything to
Get your
do.
wife to watch this.
I asked her to.
I feel like this is something she would not ever go close to.
Well, it's so bad that we both went into it knowing that it was going to be awful, that she was more up for it. Like, I've been trying to get her to watch Get Out for a while now, and she won't do it.
Yeah, I want to see that one. She won't watch that one.
She won't watch that
she'll
one.
watch Shark.
Yep. But, yeah, so we couldn't figure out if the shark fin soup had anything to do with it, if they were, like, getting all the sharks together in one area and then the tornado picked them up, or the sharks were angry with people for eating them, so they got in the tornado to attack people. But those were the two conclusions we came to.
So wait, they were intentional? Like the sharks knew what they were doing, getting into the tornadoes?
We're not sure. We couldn't figure it out. It was either that, or because of the people who were catching them and cooking the shark fin soup, that they're all like conjugated in one area. So when the hurricane came, it sucked them all up into it.
Interesting.
But there's a family who ends up, being under attack from the Sharknado, and they are the ones who kind of figure out how to end it. Which, spoiler, they throw, I think, dynamite into the tornado.
Now, I've heard them talk about this movie on How Did This Get Made? Our sister podcast.
You say our sister podcast?
Yeah. So I kind of have an idea of they've actually done all of them.
They've done 3 of them, I think.
Oh yeah.
There's 5. More? Yeah.
There's 5?
There's 5, yeah.
Yikes.
And now this movie, while it is awful, it is fun to watch. Like, they made it knowing it was awful and with the intention of it just being a fun thing.
Well, have you listened to them talk about it on How Did This Get Made?
Yeah.
So I remember one of their complaints being that it's almost stuck in the middle where it's so over the top and dumb, like on purpose, but at the same time it's so kind to or tries to take itself seriously. Like it won't. It's like not ready to choose sides. Like whether
Yeah.
it's a serious movie or an over the top movie.
I think I would disagree with that statement. Mostly because in the end of the third one, so we watched the first three. We haven't seen the last two, but
Right.
they ended on a cliffhanger. Tara Reid, who at one point gets her hand bit off by a shark and replaces it with a buzzsaw,
Nice.
yeah, is standing there, and there's a shark falling at her, and it fades to black, and it says, "Do you guys want Tara Reid in the fourth Sharknado? Vote now if she lives or dies."
And I can imagine everyone vote dies.
I don't know. Let me see. I should look that up real quick.
Actually, just watch Sharknado 4 right now on the podcast.
On the podcast?
We'll
That's a
get
good
live reactions.
Hopefully I cut this out, especially after I said I'd cut this out. You ever listen to podcasts?
Only the Patreon subscribers get this part cut out. The rest you have to listen to.
Yeah.
It's going to be 10 minutes of typing. Have I ever done what?
Listen to podcasts where they're like, "Oh, well, let's cut this out," and then they talk crap about people and they forget to cut it out.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing about podcasts.
I'm really dumb because on all podcasts they seem to do that at one point or another, whether they're joking or not. And for the split second, I always think like, no, don't cut it out. But if they did, obviously I wouldn't be hearing it and I wouldn't know. So that means they didn't cut it out. Like, no, that was funny. Don't cut it.
I was listening to Fighter and the Kid, and they had one where they they didn't fight, but they were like bickering with each other during an ad read, and it was clearly not supposed to be in the thing, but they forgot to cut it.
Sounds familiar.
But yeah, so it looks like Tara Reid does survive. I don't really care anymore beyond that point. But
Do you plan to watch the others?
I don't think so. I don't have any.
Why would you watch 3?
Because it was fun. I mean, at the
Well,
time.
why not 4 and 5?
I mean, 3 is a
That's
lot.
where you call it quits.
Yeah,
After
that's
3
a lot
Sharknado?
of. That's a lot of investment already.
That's just true. But you've already put it in. Why not just wrap it up? Is 5 the end?
Well, I had that idea with Saw. I didn't really care for Saw, but I felt so invested.
Oh yeah,
That
that
I
could
was
be
like-
more.
That I should finish it. So, and I did. I finished all 7. Now they're coming out
But
with
now
another
they're
one.
coming out with another new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called Jigsaw this time.
Yeah. So it's I haven't seen like the last 3. This is what, number 8 or 9?
And I think number 8.
I saw the first 5. I think 5 was when I was like, all right, I'm done with these movies.
Yeah. So there was Saw 2, which was in the house. Saw 3D. I don't remember the rest.
I don't think Saw 3D was number 3 though.
Really?
I
thought
don't
it
think
was.
so.
That seems like them dropping the ball. If that's not the case.
I don't think they were ready for 3D yet. This was still like early 2000s.
Well, so
Mid-
if Sharknado comes on TV, what are you gonna do?
I might watch the commercial just to get an idea, but I'm probably not going to watch the whole thing.
No. I will. I don't know what I'll do. Maybe watch the commercial, but probably change the channel.
Yeah, one thing that I really don't like, and you can call me a snob, fine. I hate bad acting. Even if it's intentional, like it drives me nuts. I cannot watch bad acting. And it like stresses me out. Like I get
speaking
like oh, I hate it.
Speaking of bad acting, do you remember when we were like, how old were we? Probably
Old enough to know better.
Old enough to know better, but I think we were in high school back when Prison Break was coming out. It was like the first or second season.
Yeah, we were in high school for sure.
And we tried making like a fan fiction Prison Break movie. There's me, you, my sister. Was your brother
My
there?
brother. Yes. Because we
And,
drew on him the tattoos.
oh yeah. But you could not be in front of the camera and say anything at all.
No, I'm horrible in front of camera.
And we you know how I remember how it started. We duct taped your head.
The tape.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that whole thing started because we made like a duct
bald
tape
cap.
bald cap.
Yeah. And
Which makes no sense.
and,
We're like, hey, we should make a Prison Break movie.
and
Oh,
I remember I had to play like 3 parts because you couldn't do any. And I would duck out of screen or out of frame and come back up with the bald cap on, say my line, duck back out of screen, come back up without it, and say the next line.
you
or
were
whatever.
dedicated. You were so dedicated. To
I think
production.
I feel like at the time that we knew it was terrible, like it was intentionally goofy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I mean, we weren't
I
like
to think so.
we didn't feel like we were making a movie. We were just like goofing around because I don't think it ever got edited or saved or anything.
No.
Unfortunately, I wish I would give almost anything to have that.
To get something.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's funny because that was not our first foray into the film business.
I don't. What are you talking about?
So, I know that at least when I was younger, my parents had a video camera, and you had a video camera. They were the same video
Yeah, we
camera
had the
too.
same model. Yeah.
And we used to make movies all the time, but a lot of them were just me by myself with toys. But I know that we would every once in a while we'd try to make movies. Like I feel like we tried to make like a Left Behind movie at one point.
Did we?
Do you remember that?
I don't remember doing that. No.
Because because once we figured out the movie magic where you can like pause and then restart and make it look like someone disappears.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, we're all over this. We
I
tried
don't-
to make it look like.
I don't think
You
I was a
remember-
part
I
of the Left
remember that
Behind
one.
thing. I remember we did
I
it
feel
with.
like it was me, you, and Dante.
I remember me, you, and Joshua making a. It was like an ad for Miracle Cream, where you were sitting on the chair, you rubbed it on your face, and then we cut, and then
remember
Joshua sat on the chair, and so it looked like you de-aged by like 5 years, and he was like, "It works like magic."
I don't remember that one.
No, but I also remember the time we built forts in your bedroom, and
Oh yeah,
we filmed it all.
and I died.
Oh, well, these are 2 separate times. And the time we filmed beating up Joshua, which we
Oh
didn't
yeah,
even
we got in trouble.
we didn't even beat him up. We were
No,
pretending
we just
to beat
hit him
him
with
up.
pillows.
Yeah.
He
And
was
he was-
totally in on it.
Yeah, he was equally a part of it. But your parents heard us making all this noise, came in, and you and Joshua got in trouble. And I was left alone, and I was packing up all my stuff, putting the camera away. And your dad walks in. He's like, "You see that?" So I hand him the camera, and he just watches us beating up Joshua. And then so your mom and dad make us stand in the corner with our noses in the corner and just started reading Bible verses
And
at
then-
us.
But then they recorded
They
that.
filmed that, yeah.
So at the end of our little movie was our punishment.
Oh, man. And we were like
And that's
13,
how I love
standing in the
movies.
corner.
Um,
This is our new segment. I want to see that.
I want to see that. Got it. That's as normal as I can get.
But the one that I want to talk about, that we've kind of already talked about a few times now, but is Get Out.
Yeah, I agree. I want to see that. I have not seen it though.
Yeah, and it's one that's been on my list for a long time. It's really hard for me to like get a chance to watch something my wife doesn't want to watch, because we generally
Yeah.
watch stuff together.
Yep,
And
exactly.
she's not like forbidding me to see it or keeping me from seeing it all.
No, but if you have the opportunity to watch something, you're gonna want to watch something that you both want to watch.
Yeah.
That's why I have my time in the morning before I go to work.
Ew, gross.
Is when I watch movies or shows that like I watch by myself that Crystal doesn't care about. So you got to set aside some me time.
Is that
and watch Get Out.
Netflix on the toilet? Is that what you're talking about?
So yeah, exactly.
That's what it sounds like.
Setting aside me time.
Well, so this was us talking about, what were we even talking about? Sharknado. We are professional.
I'm very.
But if you want to tweet us, you can get a hold of us on Twitter at ISeenThatPod or at AlanRJR.
Or mine is at Taylor Enixon.
And
you will not find it on the first try.
If you like this podcast and you would like to hear episodes a week earlier, you can go over to our Patreon and help us out there. You can vote who has a better choice in movies, me or Taylor. For $1 a month, you can help us settle the longest debate I've ever had going in my life.
A debate that may never have an end.
Oh, it will. Once I hit 1 million votes, we'll know.
But what if I also hit 1 million votes?
That would create a time paradox.
Did you ever set up the reward for, like, if we get so much money, we'll just quit?
Yeah, 1 million.
Like, we'll leave people alone.
Yeah, $1 million. We'll cancel the show completely.
And then we'll be back in another month with a brand new idea.
Yeah, we're just gonna start a new podcast though. We're gonna close down I Seen That, but if we got enough people to give us $1 million in a month, we're definitely gonna keep going.
We're never gonna. You can't stop this train.